Have you truly wondered who you truly are? Beyond the labels, beyond the masks, and beyond the stories you tell yourself. Who are you, really? Ego death, the ultimate awakening. Today, we are diving deep into the concept of ego death. What does it really mean to dissolve the ego? And why is this profound experience often described as one of the most transformative moments of spiritual awakening? Definition of ego death. Ego death is the experience of losing the sense of a distinct individual self. It's the moment where the part of you that identifies with I, your personal identity, thoughts, and experiences, fades away. In this state, the boundaries between self and other dissolve. You are no longer the limited being you once thought you were. You feel connected to something far greater than the small identity you have been holding on to. A unity with the universe and with the divine. Ego death can be experienced by the losing someone deeply important, whether through death, divorce, or betrayal. Can shatter the very essence of who you thought you were. When you have given everything and still face crushing failure, it feels like the foundation of your world is crumbling. The image of yourself as strong, successful, and loved is ripped away, leaving you to confront the raw, vulnerable core of your being. This profound loss can feel like an emotional collapse, a deep and aching void where your sense of identity used to be. Through practices like deep meditation, psychedelics, or even profound life experiences, ego death can happen, leaving you with the sense of liberation. It's like stepping outside of your own mind and realizing you have been playing a role in a story that is not the full truth of who you are. The building of ego-driven perspectives. In this 3D world, from the moment we are born, we begin the process of ego building. We start creating an identity. I am this, I am that. And we define ourselves based on our successes, our failures, and our roles in society. Our sense of self becomes tied to achievements, possessions, relationships. We build our life around external validation, seeking praise, recognition, status, all to strengthen this image we have constructed. But in doing so, we forget something critical. We forget our true worth. We forget our connection with the divine, with our higher self, with the infinite part of us that is beyond this temporary, material world. We get lost in ego-driven perspectives, seeing ourselves as separate from everything around us. This is the illusion of the ego. A narrow, self-centered viewpoint that keeps us in fear, comparison, and a constant chase for something more. In reality, none of this defines you. You are not your job, your status, or your failures. You are a boundless eternal being having a temporary human experience. And ego death is the key to rediscovering that. The journey of ego death and guidance. When the ego dissolves, you are free from the stories, from the need for validation, from the fears and desires that have kept you small. You tap into a wider, broader perspective, one that connects you to your higher self, to the divine intelligence that flows through all things. This is where true transformation happens. Ego death is not about losing yourself, it's about discovering the real you, the you that is limitless, expansive, and one with everything. But here's something important. Ego death does not only happen through meditation or spiritual practices. In spirituality, ego death often comes through deep personal loss, heartbreak, or failure. Losing someone very close to you, whether a life partner or a relative, whether through divorce and death, can be an intense form of ego death. When you are cheated on, when your trust is shattered, or when you have given 100% and still experience failure, it can feel like your world is collapsing. The image of who you thought you were, strong, successful, loved, gets torn apart. Yet these painful experiences, as devastating as they feel, are often necessary. They force you to face the false layers of your ego, the attachments to identities that no longer serve you. They break the illusions we cling to and bring us closer to the truth of who we truly are. Divine beings connected to something far greater. So, if you have ever felt trapped in the game of ego, whether through loss, failure, or the crumbling of your self-image, know that this is part of the process. Ego death is not the end of you. It's a necessary awakening to the boundless, infinite nature of your true self. We have beautifully covered the topic ego death, the key to awakening your true self. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more exploration into self-discovery and spiritual awakening. Until next time, stay limitless and take care.